This is the
Lane
only
pass.
tricky part, is that from here, I have to get all the way into the far right-hand lane. So I always have my husband.
Our job is to say, "Are you okay? Yeah, you're good."
I'm
If
good.
well, yeah, if you go.
If I go. Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, we made it.
I'm going.
We get more views if we crash.
No, it's not. All right, so here we are. So we're going to take a right. Hi, everybody. It's Amy with Heart and Home Orlando, and today we are going to take a Sunday drive. So today we're going to be at we're at a Taylor Morrison community here in Apopka called Lakeside. So as we go, we're going to talk about where we are, and we're going to go from here, which is point A, Lakeside at Apopka, Taylor Morrison community, to Winter Garden Village, or Fowler's Grove, which is a big shopping area in Winter Garden. It's only about a 20-minute drive, give or take, and so that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about this. This is the amenity center here in this community. So you can see they have a nice pool, you've got your bathrooms, you've got your kind of some shaded space, and you've got some chaise lounges. And then we're going to talk about this. This is what we call like the mail kiosks. This is something that you're going to see in most of the new construction communities. It's not the builder's fault, so don't yell at them. It has to do with the Postal Service and how many homes they have to service.
Hey, so, I'm here too, by the way. It's Eric. Hi.
Oh, sorry.
No,
yeah,
okay.
I forgot. So this is my husband, Eric. Yep. So he's along for the drive. He's always with us, even in the video tours. You just don't necessarily see him or hear him because he's behind the camera. So he's going to be with us.
And I just wanted to say that I like the mailbox things made me irrationally mad when we moved here because it just seems silly. But everything's growing so fast that you just have to. The postal carriers don't have time to go to every house, so that's it.
Yeah, and our home that we live in now is actually one of the last communities that actually has our own mailbox traditionally, like they would be out front. So what we're doing right now is we're just going to do a quick drive through the community, and then we're going to head on out. But what I wanted to show you is what it looks like when a community is under construction. So you've got your completed homes, you've got your lots that are being cleared, the ones that have not been released yet, you've got your dumpsters, you've got the builders' construction trailers everywhere, and it's kind of fun to see the excitement within the communities as they continue to grow and develop. So it's a lot of fun. So there's your construction trailer. It's where your builders are going to meet. Then you've got these homes under construction. One of the things that Eric and I do, and I say Eric and I, but I will give Eric credit, he heads out every week and takes a look at all of our clients' homes that are under construction. Eric, you want to tell us about that?
Well, just it's actually fun. I have a drone, and so many of Amy's clients are from out of state that it's just nice to come out. And when we were moving here, we were moving from out of state. We were building a house, and Amy has a lovely friend who was driving to work at Disney every day, who just would send us pictures all the time. And so that sort of informs what we do with out-of-state buyers. We want you to get, every step of the construction. You'd be amazed at how those homes we saw with foundation a second ago, this is what? How long was this from foundation to this? A week?
Super fast. And while we're looking at this, I just want to point this out because, not often do you get to see the home under construction, especially if you're like the majority of my clients and you do live out of state or out of the country. But you'll notice that in Florida, we build to our climate. So your first floor is going to be that cinder block, and your second floor is going to be your more standard traditional wood frame. However, I would like to point out, just because, being active and out in the market, I will tell you that the community of Waterley with D.R. Horton is the only builder and the only community at the moment building 2-story block foundations. So
why do they do that?
Here's the thing. The builders like to always go above and beyond. And I think that's just something that they wanted to switch to. For a while, Meritage was building standard with solar panels, just because they wanted to try something new, set them apart from other builders. There's nothing wrong with your second floor wood construction, but your cinder block obviously is going to be a little bit more wind resistant when you talk about living in Central Florida and people worry about hurricanes.
Quick shout out as we come past a lot here. This is Amy's client, and we did drone footage of the lot just the other day. Right here, it's obviously an empty lot, but you see those stakes. Those stakes means it's about to get exciting.
Yeah, we love that. And things really do go fast, just like Eric said. It's it's kind of like hurry up, find your lot, get under contract, sign all the paperwork, and then you sit and you twiddle your thumbs for about 3 months, because that's about how long it takes for your home to go through the permitting process. Could be 2 months, but the builders may say 2, and maybe they're right, but in most cases I have to tell you, just plan on 3. But during that 3-month time frame, usually within 21 to 30 days after you sign your contract is when you go to the design center, And that's when the other big part of fun happens. Or that's when the tears start. It just depends. It just depends on your experience with the design center. And the crying really only has to do with the prices.
It's true. So we are in Apopka. So let's talk about Apopka and what, because for me, one of the values of doing this video is people always ask us, we do these videos for clients all the time. They're like, could you just drive from point A to point B? And so that's why, like in our last video, we drove from Disney to a community. People always like to know, how close are things to things? And that's particularly true in Apopka, because Apopka is, I would say, the suburbs meets the country. Would we say that's accurate? I would say that's accurate. So we're sort of to the north and west of downtown Orlando, and it used to be that this was just farmland or just rural areas, whatever it may be. And now you see there's construction kind of everywhere. So we have a lot of folks interested in Apopka, but they just kind of say, where is that? So we'll put a map up there to show you. It's just kind of north and west of Orlando. It's a beautiful area, and it feels very much like Florida. There are tall pines, you've got palm trees and everything. And so as we're coming out of the community, we'll get to see a little more of kind of what's around the areas of Apopka.
Right. And one of the things, talking about where we are, so because it's a bit more rural out here, in some cases, like in the case of this particular community that we are now leaving, they have 70-foot wide lots, 75-foot wide home sites. And that's something that you may go, yeah, well, I live on 10 acres. Okay, well, yay for you. That's not super common here. So being able to have a single family home on on a 70-foot wide home site is kind of spectacular.
That's one of the things people immediately say. They're like, I want to not have the houses so close together.
All right. It's like, well, I can't change that for you.
Yeah.
If you want new construction, then, and that's going to be indicative of the area too. You have to keep in mind, Winter Garden or Windermere, certain areas, you're going to, we can't create more land for you. If the builder has platted out a community with, 50-foot wide home sites, I will tell you this, and this is what I tell all my clients. If you plan on something being a relatively generous, but average, an average generous home, does that make sense? An average generous home site is 60 by 120. So 60 feet wide by 120 feet deep. That is an average generous home site. So anything that is wider or deeper than that, you should be jumping up and down and being super excited.
Just as we pass it, just some commercial industrial stuff. So Apopka, being the suburbs kind of meets the country, there's some commercial industrial sort of intermixed with everything. You can see the little older neighborhood is over there.
Yeah. And we always talk about, in every area you've got the older area, right? And this is no exception. You've certainly got people that have lived in Apopka for decades. Their whole family has lived here forever. And now you've got these intermittent spots of new construction and development, which changes the whole dynamic of the area in general anyway. But yeah, I think like you see Apopka Commerce Center North. Okay, so you've got office buildings there. You've got some little industrial spots kind of tucked in, and then you've got a brand new new construction development. So one thing I like to point out, and I'll have Eric take it away because I'm getting ready to cough again. By the way, I have had checks, X-rays. I'm good. I have.
It's an allergy thing, I think.
I think so. But so I sold out here at Apopka, years and years and years ago. There was a community by Royal Oak Homes called Breckenridge. And at the same time that community was developing, a new high school or a new hospital was being built. And my husband was into some healthcare training, and he kind of had that secret saying that, what was it, Eric?
Well, so I worked for a large healthcare company back in Virginia when we lived there, and we had an entire department that was dedicated to finding the places to build the new hospitals. And so you can always tell if they're building a new hospital and you go, it's just in the middle of nowhere. That for us is our alarm bell goes off. That is not going to be the middle of nowhere for long. Because because they do so much research to say, what is the public need for healthcare, different places, and healthcare companies are not in the business of building hospitals with nobody around. So they're usually the leading edge of where the growth is going to be. And this particular area was one of those things for us. So we looked, and we're going to go past it in a minute, a big hospital, and we said, that hospital is actually not near anything.
Yeah, it was randomly placed, and I think that everyone's expectations was that there was going to be this immediate boom. And the reality is it didn't immediately boom, but now, a few years later, it is booming. And Eric's showing you an orange grove, citrus grove. You know, that's kind of iconic here in Florida. I always tell people it's one of my, the things that makes me so sad and so happy all at the same time is you'll drive by this beautiful citrus orchard, and then, week later, all of the trees are uprooted and they're laying down on their side, and then another couple days later, they're burning them because they're clearing out the field for more development.
I've got video of that. I'll put up on the screen here.
Yeah,
it makes us sad.
It hurts our heart. It's like we love that people need shelter, and so that they're clearing the land so that they can provide it. But it still makes us sad to see, kind of what we do to the earth. Speaking of the hospital, there we are.
There it is.
There it is. So you've got Advent Health Hospital right here in Apopka, very close off of the 429 exit. Okay, so when I moved here, my realtor, I remember the very first day I met with them, and they said, they were like just kind of going, 429, the Turnpike, and I-4, and 414, and 408, and I left there crying. I was like, I don't know where I am or where I'm going or how do I get to a grocery store, and it was very, very, very overwhelming. So whenever I'm with clients, and I will say pre-COVID, I had the clients in my car with me, and so it was great. We would talk the whole time. And now I kind of they have to follow behind me because of COVID. We can't be in the same vehicle. But I have them call me on speakerphone. So on speakerphone, I navigate the tour as we drive. I'm like, to your left, to your right. But I always kind of restate where we are and where we are in proximity to where we were, because that's how you learn and get yourself kind of familiar with the area. So up ahead is going to be our entrance to 429. Now, I will tell you this right now, and I will say it in every single video. I know where north is, I know where south is, I know where east is, and I know where west is. But I only know that if I am looking at a compass rose. I do not know that if we are driving. So when we get to seriously, I don't know. You could say what's north of here. I don't know.
That's why we're a good team, because I'm good at that.
He's really good at that. He's always been the person where, again, pre-technology, pre-apps on your phone, pre-navigation systems in your car, if we were out driving, he would be able to circle us back around simply by intuition, and I was roaming aimlessly.
So
all right.
I'll just take it from here to tell you that 429 is basically, it's a major bypass road, and it sort of goes around the northwest to southwest part of Orlando, and the main reason it exists is it goes through the heart of what we call Horizon West, and Horizon West is built on all of the old citrus fields that are to the west and north of Disney. So 429 is basically, if you live over on this side of Orlando, if you're going to Disney, you're taking 429. Generally speaking, you're getting down the Western Way. It's where we took you on our last video. Mm-hmm. We took you down through Western Way to some communities there to show you where that is. Well, this is 429, which leads you down through. And once you get on 429, here's the great thing. This is heavy traffic on 429. I'm not going to tell you that there's never bad traffic. There is sometimes. There can be accidents and things. But this is really a great commuter road.
Absolutely. To
get you from... It takes you up here to Apopka, and then it actually swings to 414 to take you over to Winter Park and kind of the northern and eastern parts of the city of Orlando. So this is, if you think of 429 as your north to south bypass road, that's what this is. So I'll add one more tip as people talk to you about 429, 414, I-4, all those things. Just know if you move here, don't get on I-4. Just that's what everyone will tell you. If you live here, don't get on I-4. Yeah. Why? Because that's the tourist bypass. It's the interstate that goes over to Tampa and across to Daytona. So we'll take a look at a golf course over here.
Yeah. So as we're driving down the road, I'm going to tell you where we're going. Okay, so we left Apopka, the community by Taylor Morrison, Lakeside at Apopka. we are heading to, by the way, just real quick, so over to the right, that's a Meritage townhome community called Greens at Forest Lake. It's right there kind of in the Ocoee area. Very nice. We have the video tours there as well. Love Meritage, super energy efficient.
Part of the reason we do this video is once you get a sense of kind of where we are and how long it takes to get to things.
Right. We're only 7 minutes away from
Right. So Ocoee Winter Garden. So you hear the word Ocoee, and by the way, it's Ocoee,
right.
Occee.
Right. Although my Siri goes Ocoee.
Ocoee, yeah. So our friend Terry Ward, who you might have seen working at Disney over the years past, is a magician on the street there, and he says very proudly he lives in Ocoee. He says Ocoee, the center of beautiful living. So shout out to Terry.
I want to
Speaking
shout
of furniture,
out,
there you go. I knew that was coming.
Gosh. Okay, so City Furniture. Oh my goodness, I love you, City Furniture.
They love you too.
Yes, they do. Stop. Repeat customer there. So this is a gigantic furniture store. So wonderful, in fact, that you can actually get cookies and drinks, and I believe perhaps even a glass of wine, perhaps while you're furniture shopping. It's phenomenal. It's really, really large. So it's a one-stop furniture shopping type place. Really, really impressed with that. Again, we've ordered furniture there many times for us as well as for my daughter and son-in-law. Always happy with them and their customer service, so super happy about that.
So now we're going to come up to a sign here that says Route 50 West Colonial Drive. So we talked about 429 being a north-south connector. Route 50 is the east-west connector that's not a highway, so it's stoplights, but 50 will take you straight out all the way to Claremont and Groveland and everywhere. If you go to our right, which would be which direction? It would be
to the right.
West. It would be west. If you go to the left, if you head left on West Colonial, that takes you east and into the city of Orlando and beyond.
Yeah, so you actually can be, going east on West Colonial and be in...
That's true.
Yeah.
We're getting to the heart of your confusion.
I know, exactly.
Just since we're talking about highways, 408 is the highway.
I know this one, it goes east-west.
It does go east-west, that's true.
So this
east towards Orlando.
Can I explain how my brain works?
Please.
And this is why I remember that?
I think that we would all like that.
Oh, stop. Okay, so 408. If you take the number 8 and you cut it in half and then turn it sideways, it can be it can be an E or a W. Okay. This is how my brain works. This is how I would study for tests. I would have to create a visual image to remind myself. So the 8 just reminds me of the E and a W. Nice. There you go. I just know it goes east-west. Okay.
I'll throw out another.
By the way, just letting you know, we are 1.9 miles away. By the way, this has been a quick drive, right?
Yeah, and we just crossed Warrior Road. So Warrior Road is the home of the West Orange Warriors, where our son attends.
Very good.
To our right now is Warrior Park, which is a dog park that our dogs really enjoyed until our one big dog got too aggressive, and I don't take her there anymore. But one thing I just wanted, you'll see a lot of signs for E-Pass, SunPass. So there's our little SunPass thing right there. So we don't have state tax in Florida. I'll probably mention this in every video we ever do. We don't have state tax in Florida. We do have highway tolls.
We do.
So so every one of these toll things you're seeing, it's usually around $1. With a SunPass, it's 85 cents. One of the tolls we went through was $1.45 coming down from here. So there is no state tax. So in some states, that's as much as 6-8% that you're saving. But if you do a lot of driving, you're still gonna pay the government something because you're gonna pay through the tolls. But it's more optional, so that's a better way to do it.
Yeah, our son-in-law lives in Winter Garden, but he works in Winter Park. And for a while, he's like, I'm just going to avoid the tolls, and I'll just go down West Colonial Parkway and pick the roads up that way to avoid some of the tolls. But I don't think that lasted very long.
Yeah, because it took
too much time. So the convenience of the toll was better. All right, guys, we are here. I'm getting so excited. All right, so this is Winter Garden Vineland Road exit off of 429. If you look over to the right, you can already see we've got Lowe's, you've got Ross, you've got PetSmart, Staples, all of the signage is out there. Best Buy, Bed Bath & Beyond, again, Target, of course. You have a place called Bell's, which I always thought it was Beals. They did not have this in Virginia, and I don't know, it looks like there's an A in the middle of it.
There is.
Well, then it should be pronounced Beals.
It's not.
But okay, well, whatever.
Ocoee, Beals, Apopka. So.
All right, so we are here now.
50 is in toll.
This is the
Let me
only
pass.
tricky part, is that from here, I have to get all the way into the far right-hand lane. So I always have my husband.
Our job is to say, "Are you okay? Yeah, you're good."
I'm
If
good.
well, yeah, if you go.
If I go, okay.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All right,
We're good.
I'm
We made it.
going, I'm going.
We get more views if we crash.
No, oh, stop. All right, so here we are. So we're going to take a right. So again, now we are in Winter Garden, guys. So we were just in Apopka. So that's how close it is. And by the way, when you're in Winter Garden, guess what else that means? That means you're only 15 to 20 minutes from Disney, depending on where you are.
True.
So if you think about, okay, well, where is Apopka then in relation to Disney? Okay, well, it's about 30 minutes away. Again, depending on where in Apopka you're living. But again, if I were to continue down 429, the next exit would be a Stony Brook West Parkway. The next one would be New Independence Parkway, which dumps you out right there in the Hamlin shopping area in Horizon West. And then the next one is Schofield, which takes you out essentially at the Orange County National Golf Course. And then the next one is Seidel, which lets you out right where the new high school is being built. And then finally, you're at Disney is the next exit. Okay, so we're going to do a quick little tour.
Yeah, take a little loop.
We're going to take our loop, and then are we going to end with McDonald's, honey?
We always end with McDonald's for Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. McDonald's has the best Diet Coke. Okay, so we're going to turn in right. By the way, the crane's up over on the left. Can you see them?
There you go.
So that is your Florida hospital, which is Advent Health. So it's the same. It's the same healthcare system, Eric, as the
Yes.
hospital we pointed out
As
to you.
as we turn in real quick, I'll just throw out to you. So we have two gangs. Basically, you choose one or the other, usually based on your insurance. We have Orlando Health and we have Advent Health.
Gang saying that sounds negative.
That's not negative. I meant groups of helpful people.
There you go.
But Orlando Health and Advent Health Advent Health used to be known as Florida Hospital. So those are really the two big medical groups. So when people call us and say, "I'm moving into town, can you help me find a doctor?" Well, kind of, because you need to choose first, and usually based on insurance, you're choosing Florida Health. I'm sorry, not Florida Hospital anymore. Advent Health, they changed their name, or Orlando Health. Those are the two things. So, and so those are both Advent Health we showed you today. This is the Exchange, Winter Garden Village, and this is actually how I convinced my wife to move here.
Yes, this is a true story.
So I came down because we were actually moving for my job, and I came down and I found a really nice house. I found a great house. I really did.
Show them Target.
I will show them Target. Yes, I will.
Care about the drive.
But I just I sent her pictures of this shopping center, and it made it much easier.
Yes. So yeah, so you have Target, you have Marshalls, Home Goods, Ross, Old Navy, Best Buy. On this side, Famous Footwear, Ulta Beauty, Bed Bath & Beyond, World Market, Men's Warehouse. You've got Kirkland's. You've got, oh my gosh, there's a
Lane Bryant. There's actually, I think
many
Josephine Bank is not here anymore, but it's still on the sign.
Is it?
Yep. And there is the Mecca for Amy.
Oh,
There it is, Kirkland's.
Eric laughs at me because I had a birthday coupon I needed to spend the other day.
Needed to spend it.
I needed to. It was a savings.
I needed.
All right, you cannot waste.
Those beautiful trees, by the way.
Yes.
Florida's a nice place to live,
It
just
really
so you
is.
know.
It's beautiful. So I love this. This is always decorated for the holidays as well. Let's go through should we go through the loop-de-loop?
Absolutely.
Okay. So over to the right, you've got an LA Fitness gym. You've got a Planet Smoothie. You've also got a dentist office, and you also have an urgent care all tucked back over on that side.
And you can see why this is the hub of everything. Now, there's an area that we'll drive you to soon called Hamlin that's going to have very similar features. There's a Disney-owned shopping area that's going to be built with a Target that we'll drive you to someday. It's not quite open yet. It's going to have the same kind of feel. So this is basically the new mall. This is kind of the
Yeah.
It's an outdoor mall is essentially what this is.
So I'm really sad about this one. So that used to be New York & Company, which was a clothing store. I would shop there quite a bit. It was probably my favorite clothing store here in this area. By the way, there are indoor malls. I meant to go back and correct myself. You have Mall at Millennia or Millennia Mall is also not very far from here. That's kind of your high-end mall. They've got all of the fancy stores. It's like, 2 stories high. It's really big and beautiful. But this is kind of how most people shop. We just come to these outdoor mall areas and you just walk because it's always
somehow
beautiful here.
We're back to Kirkland.
Somehow. It's like it's a magnet. It pulls me in.
So
look.
What?
The 3 for 6
just
of the
keep
scent
driving.
sachets.
Keep driving. We got to wrap this up. It's almost 30 minutes.
All right, so good. So we're getting ready to be done here because there is a McDonald's over here. But yes, again, we're Bed Bath & Beyond, and there is another side across the street We won't necessarily go there right now, but over there you have Cracker Barrel, Texas Roadhouse, you have Chili's, you have, gosh, Chick-fil-A, you've got, what else do you have? You have KFC, Taco Bell, you have
There's
Red
really
Robin.
just everything.
It's everything. And ice cream, Cold Stone Creamery. You have everything over here, and that's what I mean. This is kind of a one-stop shop type situation here in Winter Garden Village, and like a magnet now, I think I'm going to head right on over to McDonald's to get my large Diet
I think
Coke.
you're going to be amazed at how many of these Sunday drives end at McDonald's for a Diet Coke. But that's okay. So, hey,
right,
thanks for
guys.
joining us, and we will see you next week for another Sunday drive.
And don't forget the home tours. That's what we're really all about. This is just kind of a supplemental source for you, and we hope that it will help. More than anything, it will connect you from point A to point B, but it will connect you to me. Have a great day, everybody.
And say the catchphrase.
What is it?
Happy house hunting.
Oh, happy house hunting.